Your actions, your choices. That's what makes you who you are. This idea that who you are is up to nobody but yourself is, in my opinion, the thesis statement of this story. That no one can tell you who you are except you, that it doesn't matter what others call you or think you should be. Being good, being kind, it's not innate, it's not something you're born to do. It's the result of your choices and your actions. Everyone can be good, everyone can be kind, we may not all be super, but we are all human. And there is nothing more human than doing the right thing even when others want to tell you otherwise. This version of Superman is unsure of himself, of his place in the world and his purpose. That is the personal conflict he faces in this film, and that is what in this video we shall explore today. Superman starts this film injured, bloodied, unable to move, for the first time powerless. This is the first time he has ever lost a fight, the first time his ability to save others was opposed, that he was shown that he can fail. And the worst part of it all is that this Hammer of Baravia, this villain who was actually able to best him in a fight, was seemingly the direct result of his actions, of stopping Baravia's invasion of Jarampur. Superman cherishes all life, no matter how small. It's why animals are so prominent in this film. Take the evacuation of Metropolis. Sure, we see people evacuating, but in their hands are cats, dogs, turtles. Because their lives matter just as much. This movie makes a point of that, showing that they deserve to live just as much as us people. The ultimate example of this being when Superman saves a squirrel from the path of the kaiju's tail. Because to him, the life of a rodent is just as important as that of a person. Then of course there's also Krypto, who in a way represents Superman himself. The world views Superman as a loose cannon, meddling in foreign affairs. Much like how Krypto is an out-of-control dog, even Superman struggles to keep in check. Yet despite that, both are unbelievably kind. Krypto doesn't mean to hurt Superman when he jumps on him, he just wants to play. He has a heart, just a playful dog. Like how Superman doesn't intend to cause political issues, he just wants to stop people from dying to save lives. That is the kind of hero we are talking about. One so kind and full of goodness he won't let a single life be taken. Yet now that very kindness, that goodness is being questioned. He stopped a war, saved lives, but was that the right thing to do? The people of Metropolis question it. Even Lois, the person Clark thought would have his back, questions him. And well, don't get him started on the people talking online. And the reason I think Clark is so obsessed with what others say about him is because he desperately wants to be accepted as a hero. And a big part of that is because of the message left to him by his birth parents. As shown when he enters the Fortress of Solitude, he is soothed by the words of his parents. In his own words later in the movie, they are the reason he does what he does. It is their message to him that inspired him to become who he is. That message of course being, "We love you more than heaven, our son. We love you more than land. Our beloved home is soon to be gone forever. But hope vitalises our heart. And that hope is you, Kal-El. We have searched the universe for a home where you can do the most good and live out Krypton's truth." In Clark's interpretation of this message, his destiny is to become a hero to Earth, to do as much good for the people of Earth as he possibly can. And so due to this he became Superman. The wishes of his parents is why he does what he does. But now he is being criticised and called out, as if people are saying he's not actually living up to this destiny, that he is not living up to the words his parents left him, that he is failing as a hero. Clark is so unsure of himself because he feels he is betraying the words of his parents. Why is him saving people being questioned? He is just trying to do good, but it feels like the world doesn't see it that way. He loves Lois, so hearing her question his actions, even if it comes from a place of love, it hurts him. With his parents dead, there is no way for them to say that he is doing a good job. Tell him, yeah, he is living out Krypton's truth. And so devoid of that, he seeks the validation of others. As seen with the Justice Gang and their handling of the Kaiju situation, what Clark is doing isn't the norm. He is pursuing a far more kind justice, one that is maybe naive in the eyes of some. So he needs reassurance that his way is right. Something he was getting up until the events of the movie, with his actions in Boravia, him just trying to save lives, being the catalyst for the change in public opinion, and now he is faced with people questioning his choices. He is as such fixated on how others see him, which is of course why he was so obsessed with what people were saying about him on social media. He has the weight of his Kryptonian heritage on his shoulders and he's terrified of not upholding it. That is why when Lex reveals the second half of the message to the world, that Clark is pushed down into despair. Because he is not here to save anyone. He was sent here to rule the planet, to make a harem and populate the Earth with his children, to create a new Krypton and kill anyone who resists. Now, this hidden message does not change anything about what Superman has already done for the world. It doesn't change how Clark thinks or what he values. But even so, it hurts him, because he holds onto this message as his reason for why he does what he does. Not only was he not actually fulfilling the so-called destiny his parents laid out for him, but that destiny he was meant to fulfill goes against everything he believes in. He was sent here to hurt people. And then to add insult to injury, after realising this, he discovers the Fortress of Solitude has been destroyed. It's like everything that ties him to his heritage, to Krypton, is falling apart. As he holds Thor's wrecked body, he is powerless to stop his connection to Krypton from slipping away. Much like when he confronts Luthor, he can't do anything. To the point he turns himself into the government, because it's all he can do. This section of the story is about Superman's powerlessness. Unable to find Krypto, confined and left literally powerless by the effects of kryptonite. Yet despite that, his true power remains, his good heart and his kindness. Even when the whole world seemingly hates him, he still saves baby Joey, still wants to go back into that pocket universe to save all those other prisoners, still mourns Marley. Again, the point is that learning his true heritage changed nothing about who Clark is. All it did was change how the world saw him. And that is the crucial flaw he has to overcome, to stop caring what others say, to not let the opinions of others sway him from doing the right thing, to not be told what to do by others, be them his alien parents or those on the news. As an alien and outsider, he wants a place to belong, he wanted a purpose. That's why he clung so firmly to that message, because it made it easier for him, it justified his actions, but that was never needed. As long as he knows it's right, that he believes this is goodness, that's all the reason he needs to be Superman. Something beautifully shown through my personal favourite scene in this film. Clark, hurt by the effects of kryptonite, is taken home. But unlike the start of the movie when he asks Krypto to take him home, he does not go to the Fortress of Solitude. Instead he goes to what, in all honesty, is his real home. To his adopted parents, the ones who raised him to be the way he was today. And we get a bit of wisdom from his pa. That, as I said up top, is the most important message this film delivers. Whatever Clark wanted that message to say, says a whole lot more about him than anyone intended it to mean. Clark says he isn't who he thought he was. He was sent here to kill people. But notice how he hasn't killed anyone. Because parents don't tell their kids what to do or who to be. They guide them along and help them make fools of themselves all on their own. Your actions, your choices, that's what makes you who you are. Clark never saved people because that's what he was told to do by his parents. He didn't become a hero because of that message. No, he became Superman because that is the good, honest man that he is. One who cherishes life. And so when on the news he sees Jarampur is about to be invaded again, he does not hesitate. He decides to save them. Repeat the same so-called mistake the world criticised him for. Because who cares what the world says? These are his actions, his choices. And saving a country from being invaded, not allowing anyone to die, that is who Superman is. With his actions inspiring others, pushing them to be the best people they can be as well. Guy and Kendra didn't want to help free Superman from Lex's pocket universe as it would put them at odds with the government. But seeing those children hoist up that flag and pray for help, it changed them, inspired them, made them understand why Superman acts the way he does. They help save lives no matter what the world or government may say, because that is the right thing to do. Their choice to help the people of Jarampur, their actions to stop the invaders, that's what defines their heroism. And again, it's not limited to just metahumans. Take Marley, a guy who just runs a falafel stand. Yet he gave Superman a shoulder and helped him up, and he maintained a brave face even with a gun to his head, reassuring Superman even as he was seconds from death, because he too is a hero. This is why Lex Luthor serves as such an effective antagonist, because he is one who out of pure envy and anger funnels all his efforts into hurting Superman. Those are the choices he makes. He could make the world a better place, he's more than capable of it, but instead he is petty and he is hate-filled. Lex envies Superman because Superman came to this planet born with amazing powers, able to do things impossible for humans to replicate, and it cost him nothing. He thinks Superman's strength illuminates how weak we all are. He hates how the world fawns over Superman. But newsflash Luthor, people don't fawn over him because he's strong. They do so because he is a hero. It's his actions that make him beloved, all the lives he saved, the positivity he imbues. Because he is the kind of man who will even show kindness to the man literally doing everything in his power to kill him. Because he believes everyone, even your enemies, deserve kindness and respect. Because only through showing them kindness can you hope to change them. Lex may think Superman had everything delivered to him on a silver platter, that he became the focus of the entire world's conversation with no effort whatsoever. But he's wrong. Superman is just as human as anybody else. He loves, he gets scared. When he wakes up in the morning, even when he doesn't know what to do, he puts one foot in front of the other and tries to make the best choices that he can. He screws up all the time, but that is being human, and that is his greatest strength. And that is why everyone loves him, because of his choices, because of his actions. Lex Luthor doesn't see Superman as a person, and that's where he is wrong, because Clark is just as human as anybody else. Him having powers doesn't change that fact. He didn't need to be a hero, he didn't need to save anyone. The world doesn't owe him anything, but he does it anyway. Because doing the best you can to make the world a better place, that is the true essence of being human. In that way, Clark is 10 times the person Lex will ever be. Because he understands that no matter how depressing the world is, how bad it gets, whether people are calling you names or the government disapproves of your actions, doing the right thing, being kind, that's being human. The ending scene of this movie has so far made me cry every single time I've gone to watch this movie, because it so perfectly shows the message of this movie. At the start, when he enters the fortress, we hear the words of his parents, the message that he believed inspired him to be who he is. This message to do good is what he used to justify his actions. But now, after having learnt who he really is, understanding that what makes him a hero is his own actions, he doesn't need to cling to that message anymore. Instead, what soothes him now are videos of his Ma and Pa. Because he doesn't need that message anymore. He doesn't need Krypton. He has come to truly understand he may be an alien, but that don't stop him from being human. Earth is his home, not Krypton, and what made him who he was wasn't some space destiny from people he has no memory of. No, what makes him the man he is today is the life he's lived here on Earth. Raised by 2 amazing parents who helped him to make a fool of himself all on his own, to grow from his choices and his actions, to become a great man who acts on the beliefs of justice, kindness, and the goodness in his heart. Because being kind, now that's the real punk rock.
And if you want to support this channel even further, then perhaps pledge to my Patreon, or consider becoming a channel member, so you can get your name at the end of the video, like Rinjack9696, Mr. Sputum, Marimo, Jack Hammer, Zolby, and Eric Hinton.